Most people think that in order to sell, you have to go viral or create a personal brand, or on YouTube get over 100,000 subscribers to actually sell. But Ed Lawrence made 3 million on his YouTube channel this year, and he started off with a small audience. How the hell did he make these high ticket sales so early? I went through over 50 of Ed's videos and pulled together for you the 7 tactical strategies that you can apply to your YouTube channel, so even if you're smaller, you can get more leads and sales. By the way, I am Dave. I have sold my 7-figure business before, built software and systems for over 25 years, including Disney and Amazon, but I live and breathe funnels and marketing all day long, so let's dive in. So most people think, and what we're all told to do, is you have to grow a personal brand, you have to go viral, and you have to have tons of subscribers to actually have a chance of making any money on YouTube. A lot of us are here as a business to sell a service to people, and yet the chances of us, everyday people, actually making it on that journey, it's probably the hardest journey of all. It takes years, but most people think you need virality, but instead what Ed did here, using the tactics in this video, he started off, he had an original channel which was not niche down, and then he niched down to create a small hyper-targeted audience and started a brand new channel with super strategic positioning and made over $3 million, I think he said, this year. And he was making sales even when he was way smaller than 100K subs. And all of this, he's done this using a small-ish audience, a simple landing page, and a super simple funnel. So I'm going to take the 7 strategies and we are going to workshop this as if, so imagine this is your channel. We are going to draw how you can apply these to your channel today to make more high-ticket sales, even if you're very small. Number 1 is the biggest of all. Proof creates sales. So let's make this really, really simple. The biggest thing out of all of these secrets and tactics that is going to get people to come to your landing page and then sign up for your email or sign up for your freebie or sign up for your offer is proof that you know what you're doing, proof that you can get results, and proven testimonials, proven case studies. And so we can actually put these on our channel. And Ed does this in every single video. There will be case studies of people in his program that has got amazing results, and that in every single video. And this is what drives extra conversions through to your landing page. Now, if we're just starting out, that's all very well, but if you have no testimonials, you have no case studies, there is a beautiful hack around this, because you may not even have the confidence, you may have imposter syndrome that, like, can I even coach? Can I even consult? Like, would I be able to pull off the results? So the best hack around this, I call the free flywheel. At the start, a lot of us are kind of weirded out by the idea of, like, why would we offer work for free? Well, someone once said to me, as soon as you have 4 or 5 clients and they can be free clients, now you have testimonials for your YouTube video, you have proven results, you have built the confidence yourself that you can actually help people and get results. You also get to build your system along the way. You get to find out, you get market validation, finding out what people actually need, what the real problem is, rather than us guessing what the problem is. And so when you get this for free, you get this very, very quickly. And if no one wants to sign up for your free thing, it's probably a message that our offer is not even that good in the first place. People should be scratching and clawing to pay a high ticket. If they're not jumping on it for free, then we have to look at what we're offering. The beautiful thing here is if we do a free flywheel, and all you need is 4 or 5 customers, which you can find through your network. You can find through your Facebook account. You can find through any social networks that you have built. You can find through your YouTube channel. Once you have these, you make YouTube testimonials on your case studies of how you got proven results, and you ask for permission with these 5 people. And someone once said to me, that is literally the fastest way for you to exponentially unlock high ticket sales. Once you hit your 5 free customers and you promote that online, you have got social proof. That is the biggest factor that is going to really, really boost your channel. So if you're just starting out in terms of getting your high ticket sales, here's tactical actions for you, how you can apply this and really rocket those high ticket sales is work for free initially, capture results and case studies as quick as you can, reach out to your network, and then showcase proof on every video, ask permission if you can feature them on your channel as a case study. All right, secret number 2, which took me years to actually figure out, is niching down to monetize. And this probably destroyed my old channel, my old business. Essentially, I didn't really know what my offer was, and I was all over the map, and nothing was niche down, nothing was specific, and nothing was tangible. So Ed talks about this a lot. So let's say you're in like self-development, like I used to be. It's so broad that to actually break into that niche and make any money, it's like a 1 in a million chance. And even then, the chances of you selling a product is going to be a very low ticket course. And so you'll need masses of people, masses of views. That's when you need to go viral. That's the only way. Now let's zoom in because Ed talks about this story of one of his clients where zooming right down to a niche group of people, and one of these clients worked on narcissistic behavior and helping people through relationships that were struggling with this. As a result, when this audience was only, I believe it was about 200 subscribers, they ended up with 2 to 3 high ticket clients, over 1,000-ish each and more because they spent multiples over time. And so that's just one example of how when you niche down, that is where the money is, in these smaller niches. So you need to take your expertise and drill down, sometimes even multiple levels, until you find the thing. It's kind of counterintuitive. You assume the biggest money would be here, but the low ticket money is actually when you're starting out, unless you're huge. The low ticket money is in the broad, if you can even sell anything, and the high ticket money is in these tiny little niches here. So you got to find a gap. Ed's always talking about finding a gap. And I overlooked this for years, and it kind of screwed me up. And finally now I'm zooming in. I'm zooming in on coaches, high performance coaches and consultants with YouTube channels that want to get more leads. So that is my zoom in, and I potentially even need to zoom in a little bit more. So we'll see. But this is a way for you to launch. The beautiful thing about this is it's a way for you to unlock high ticket clients when you're very, very small. So niche down until you get to an audience and make sure that audience has money available. So it's not like students, for example. I help students. You want to help someone that has money available to spend on the problem. And then get to know that ideal buyer really, really well. But a lot of people call it the avatar. Get to know exactly their problems. And then you want to be picking one problem, which we'll talk about next. And then your goal is to really, really speak really clearly to that particular buyer. Know them so well, know exactly what the problem is, that the words just hit really deeply, and they will resonate with you and follow you and become a fan, and then sign up for your stuff, and then hopefully sign up to your high ticket, just through the power of the messaging, because it's so niche. And then before you make any videos on your channel, make sure they all align, every single one, to your niche. Okay, so if you come up with a cool idea for another video, this is a really great way to make content really easy, because you just come up with tons of ideas like we all do, and then you say, okay, is that aligned to my niche? Is it aligned to the exact problem? If no, you just don't make the video. So your channel has to become laser focused on that niche, and that is how you can win when your small audience get massively focused. That's how people will keep coming back, because it's all about them and that niche, and it's all about that exact problem that they have. Okay, this is very similar to niching down, but also super, super important. It's what could make or break your business. And that is straight line marketing. So basically one offer, one niche, one customer, and your offer becomes one A to B problem that you solve. You help someone go from, so basically, I talk about this in all of my videos. You help a specific person. We've already talked about that. That is essentially your niche that has a specific problem. And all of your content is going to be about that specific problem, but the variants of the problem. So one complicated problem, such as how do you get leads on YouTube, how do you get more leads, how do you get more sales, has 20 or 30 different micro problems. So the way you're writing content, it could be your landing page, it could be your call to actions, like the clicks from your video to your landing page. There are so many problems people struggle with. It could be mindset, it could be camera confidence. And then usually your landing page basically will be featuring not only a little bit of the problem, but mostly the solution that you offer. So usually the problem will be highlighted and dug into within your YouTube channel in the content. So right here, think of this as the problems. So this is the A, the problems, and this is the B. You have the solution. That could be a freebie, it could be your offer, it could be to book a call directly, but basically you're taking someone from A to B. Straight line marketing is when all of these videos here that we talked about align perfectly to the exact same A to B thing here. The banner on your YouTube channel is also A to B. We can see it on ads here. I help businesses generate sales, views, and leads from YouTube. It's the same as when you get to his landing page. And all of these videos qualify on that A to B. These are exactly the same A to B, helping businesses generate sales, leads, and views from YouTube. This offer here, when you get to the landing page, or your freebie, will be helping businesses make sales and get leads using YouTube. When everything is super, super straight line, Tom Bilyeu also, if you know Tom Bilyeu, also talks about this a lot. When everything is straight line, he goes on about this all the time. And this basically superpowers not only your marketing, but it superpowers your content. It superpowers the people that are returning to your channel to watch all of these videos. They'll return and see the same problem that they want to solve. And it will repel the people that don't want to solve that problem, which is exactly what you want. It will drive engagement on videos. That will boost the algorithm, and then you'll get more conversions. So it's kind of like a turbocharged engine upgrade in your sports car when you have straight line marketing. And just before I wrap this up, when Ed talks about when he does roasts of other people's channels, including my previous channel, that was crazy. You wouldn't believe how much the content here zigzags on so many different subjects. My old channel is like mindset here, fitness here, habits here, entrepreneur here, some kind of like inner self-development here. And so we end up with a zigzag all over the place. It's a crazy audience. We haven't got a clue who our audience actually is, which is also a massive problem of entertainment channels. And so the chances of you getting any kind of leads out here, very, very small. In fact, like people will be all over the place, like get out of here. And you end up with a complete mess and basically it killed my old channel, killed my business. So this is massive. Okay, so tactical actions are one, A to B problem that you solve, which is your offer. The offer is the stack of how well you solve that problem. And try to make that offer transformational. So it's either in wealth, health, or fitness. It's something that people would pay high ticket for. And then you want to drive clear call to action. So click the link in the description, for example, to go to your landing page. You want to make sure these CTAs are in every single video. It talks about start, the middle, and the end, and how he increases conversions incredibly just by adding more call to action. So not just one at the end of the video. And then every video, straight line marketing is about the exact same problem for the exact same audience. All right, on to number 4. So weirdly, this is storytelling, smiles, being yourself. And weirdly, this is really hard because when we get on camera, like I'm talking to a little webcam right here on the top of that's actually I have a better camera over there, but this is a little webcam hovering above my laptop, and my dog is laying down here, and he's very cute. And it's nighttime, and this is my apartment, and it's quiet here. I have my iPad, have this, and it's just weird to be able to speak to a webcam on a video. Someone called this, I watched a video recently called the fourth wall, where you got to imagine on the other end of this weird little webcam right here, there's a person. And ideally, someone that you really like, a buddy, a friend, or someone you love, and speak to them like you're just having a chat with them at home, or a chat in a coffee shop, or a beer with a friend. And it's so hard to do. It's so hard to do. Yet, when we bring ourselves into the video, our quirks, our silliness, our mistakes, our character, the things we like, the things we don't like, our opinions, that can go so far in a video. But I think what is even more important than that is in our YouTube video, we want to build in stories. So when we're designing sections of our videos, we want to kind of bring in our relatable stories of any lived and breathed experience that we have about that thing. And what gets really hard about this is it talks about storytelling a lot, and it's something worth just going to do a massive course on how to embed storytelling into your videos, because there's ways of doing it, ways of storytelling that's so much more effective, and there's ways that is just rambling like I usually do. But you can do a micro story in even one sentence, and it can be dramatically powerful. So when you strike emotion and make someone feel something in the video, then you build trust through being human, through being a flawed human, even your mistakes. And this is one of the most important elements to actually sell, because so many people are selling something, and you can absolutely be upfront that you're selling something, but you can sell something with trust that I know this is going to get you the results, and people will probably choose the person even more than the offer. They'll choose the trust, they'll choose the person that they really relate to, probably the person who makes mistakes. And so this is great for us. A lot of people are doing AI channels right now, and it's kind of crazy because the chances of making high ticket sales on faceless AI channels and tons of AI content is very, very hard because there's no human connection. You need the human connection to actually make a sale. If you combine what we talked about in number 1, if you have that social proof and you have the case studies and testimonials, the free flywheel, if you need that to get there, if you have that and you have the trust and being human, then this is the most powerful force. And the only thing remaining you really need is a powerful offer that people want in the first place. If you're anything like me, I found it really hard to get to know how to embed stories into your video. So start small, share little small stories. Every section of your video, think maybe, is there a little story about this? Even if it's small, like, oh, my channel died when this happened, and sharing that experience. And it worked so hard. I did 230 videos and the channel died. And you know how much time and effort and blood and sweat and tears and how much my dog was staring at me for that long, and nothing happened with that channel. You know, share some of the feelings and stories and emotions that you've been through. Don't be afraid to share your mistakes and your personality here. And while AI is growing exponentially, you can actually stand out now as a superpower by being human and imperfect. And remember, attract your people in your niche. And you want to be actually deliberately pushing away the people that you don't relate to or the people that don't relate to your offer. All right, secret strategy number 5 is, it sounds so obvious, but is so weird. Your channel, your YouTube channel, if you're creating a channel as a coach or a consultant, for example, to sell a service, your YouTube channel is a business, and be transparent about that. Be transparent. You have an offer. So many banners here, right here, are so vague, saying things like learn and create, or just vague words. So we can see here from Ed's channel, this is your A to B right here. This is the exact A to B offer, that showing that when people come to Ed's channel, he's a business and he's helping people, and there's no shame in that, because selling is serving. And I think, like me growing up in the UK, it was the whole classic thing of like, you never want to be seen selling something. It's like a dodgy car salesman or a double glazed window salesman back in the day, and selling was shady. And I think we need to rewrite the rule on that, because even if you're working 9 to 5, you're selling someone else's something anyway. So we are all selling for money to be able to live. So the game is actually to sell something that is amazingly valuable and can solve a problem in someone's life and help them. So rewrite that rule that selling is serving. And then we want to put it in the banner. We want to put it right here in your about section of your video. And this section is also about call to actions as well. So you want to make sure you have a link to your landing page right here, or a link to book a call to work with you, or multiple links. It has a few here. Now, the really cool thing about being so transparent that you have an offer and you are here to help people and you are here to serve is that then you can put call to action so much more easily in every single video. So you want to put one at the start, and you want to put one at the middle of every video and at the end. So that could be to your freebie of download my free AI tool, and you'll plug that at the start, the middle, and the end. So for instance, here's mine. This is real. This is the most amazing tool, because we're going to talk about 7 and maybe a couple of bonuses in this video of tactics from Ed Lawrence, but I have gone through 30 areas of your YouTube channel and your whole funnel. So 30 plus areas and problems along this whole journey that the customer goes on between your YouTube channel and your landing page to drive more leads to your business. And some of them are really, really easy fixes. And so here's my call to action here of something that I am offering super transparently. It's free. There's limited spots, 25 spots, because this is actually human powered, and it is a traffic light easy audit system, so that you'll just get this traffic light report back of your YouTube channel and your landing page and areas that you can work on. And some of them are really, really easy fixes. That free audit is amazing. The link is in the description. So if you want to jump on that, it has limited spots, but real, it's human powered. It's not some AI trash. It's not some automated thing. I use my time to actually go through your whole funnel. The link is in the description. All right, so the tactical actions. So make sure your A to B offer is clearly on your banner. Make sure it's in the about section as well, and make sure there's links in your about section. And then call to actions to start, the middle, and end of every single video that you do. In fact, design your videos now with permission that they are little lead salespeople, a lead engine to your landing page or your freebie or your newsletter or whatever it may be, or your workshop or your book a call. Design them around that. And sell without apology, because you should be selling something that genuinely has proven results and helps people with a specific problem. And so selling is serving. All right, so if you're Ed Lawrence, if you're Tom Bellew, metrics is absolutely everything. I can't believe how many people overlook this, and I overlooked this for years. I had a landing page. I had Google Analytics on my landing page, and I rarely even ever freaking looked at Google Analytics, like maybe once every 6 months. That is insane. So most people worry about viral numbers of subs here, and then they worry about going viral, like how many can I get like 1 million views? And they get all excited. But that does not convert to clicks to your landing page and sales. This is why YouTube Shorts can be a real struggle when you get a viral hit. It doesn't really do anything. In fact, sometimes bring in the wrong audience. And so Ed always talks about this, and so does Tom Bilyeu as well, that the only two metrics that you really need to even worry about, so forget all your analytics on your YouTube, is number one, how many views of your sales page or your freebie, or make sure you have some way of tracking those views. So Ed has a tool called RevTrack, which you can plug into your page and it will track all the data. I also have a tool coming out soon, which also tracks the whole funnel, including your YouTube, all of your YouTube videos, and that whole funnel. And then number two, how many signups or conversions, as we call them, which it could be anything. It could be they signed up with an email to something, or it could be they booked a call. So number one is they hit the page. Number two is they did something on the page. They gave their email or filled out a form or filled out something, or they clicked on a button even. And then obviously you want to be tracking sales, which hopefully is automatic if you have something to sell. But really these two here are all you need to do at the beginning. And you just make videos and measure that. And so Ed's always talking about this, that he can have video one, let's say video one gets 10K views, but video two gets 500 views. But yet, if we go all the way through to sales, maybe video two ended up with 10 sales. And this one only ended up with 1 sale. So that is why it's so important. And why would that be? Because video two may have really hit something emotional, resonated. It may have been a deep dive, a longer video that really struck with the audience. And so it got a lot more conversions. Video one could have just been some kind of viral trending thing like the latest AI. So it got a lot of views, but not necessarily any conversions. So basically track clicks and conversions in whatever tool you want to use. And then mostly just ignore the vanity metrics, such as subscribers or viral hits or viral YouTube shorts. And this is why people can really struggle to sell on TikTok sometimes. You bring in the wrong audience and that audience doesn't want to buy anything. And you're not niched. It's not aligned to your offer. It's not aligned to that A to B problem. The more you get that straight line marketing and then measure the clicks, now you can see what the real performance of your video is in terms of being a business. So remember, if you are a coaching or consultant business using YouTube, then you are a business. And you need to make that very transparent. You're here to serve. One of the biggest things I love about Ed is he turns the most complicated topics into the most simple things. Like I remember him having a bowl of Smarties one time, actually recent video, and he was representing the time that you spend on your content as one Smartie. 1 Smartie for a YouTube short, maybe 5 for a long form video. And he would put them from one jar into another, and it represented the amount of time that potentially you're wasting on YouTube shorts. And what I've also noticed about a lot of the top creators, like people like Callaway, is they take complex topics and then they turn them into really simple things. Like Alex Hormozy is a genius at this. He will take incredibly complex business topics and these are really successful business people, then he simplifies it down into a whiteboard sketch. And people are like, oh, it finally makes sense. And these people are 20, 30 years of experience. So aside from using things like stories, we want to think about, Ed's always talking about metaphors. Now I find GPT can be amazing for this. So give it a complex topic. So for example, instead of talking about niching down, GPT said, well, how about you just have a dartboard, however a dartboard looks. And you say, okay, niching down is basically like you're always aiming for the 20 on a dartboard. Every video must be about that one. Every video is about that one niche number. Otherwise you don't make the video. So pretty bad example, but I've used that metaphor before. And so you can use GPT to basically come up with ideas for metaphors for you and say, I want this to be understood by grade 5 or grade 6 level. And can you turn this complex topic into 3 ideas for metaphors at grade 5, 6? So just like storytelling, I think this is really important to bring into our videos, because if people have to think about topics in your video, it uses up brain power and people kind of switch off. But when they don't have to think, they can just sit and consume themselves in the video. So this is about simplifying the language that we use in our video and using things like metaphors and stories, obviously, and don't make people think. Interestingly enough, this can be the same on your landing page. Go through your landing page. I did this recently, and look at the title, look at the subtitle, look at all the sections, and give them a score out of 10 of how much people have to think. and then try and rewrite it until they have to think at 1 out of 10 or 0 out of 10. Make it so clear. That little trick actually helped me tons recently rewrite my whole landing page. Call to action time. So if you want that traffic light audit, so I'm going to go through your whole funnel and for free, and there's limited spots, then link is in the description and we'll go through everything. And remember, one of those, if you fix 1 or 2 or 3 of those little things, some of them are bigger things, you can basically get more high ticket clients tomorrow. So click on the link. Okay, we've been through 7, but their final bonus, because this one I had to include, it's so important, is binge watching. I've talked about this in other videos because Ed always talks about this and pulls this off. He pulls this off so well. So at the end of every video, he will say, go watch this next. And it seems very obvious. It seems very casual and whatever. But this is absolutely essential. So look at this. He talked about this in one video one time. Imagine a new customer comes along, a new watcher of your channel, and they watch one video and it says, go watch this next. And they watch this one. And then they start binging. They go to your channel and binge your whole thing. They see your banner. They see your links to your landing page. They're like, oh, I'm curious about this. That is the problem that I want to solve, because I see it on the banner. I see it in the about section. Maybe even possibly after seeing all these videos, I might even book a call off the bat and lead to a high ticket sale. But then I'll come back. I'll get recommended. I may subscribe. And so the algorithm will recommend the next video. And then that will link to watch this next. And then next week, I'll do the same. And so I've consumed so much content, what we call time under attention for you as a creator or a coach or consultant. And time under attention is also one of the biggest things that can drive high ticket sales, because you build a relationship and you build that trust and that likability. But the greatest thing about this is this whole process can happen over 4 weeks. I talked about this in one of the videos. It's amazing to me that even though you get churn of the people that come and go from your channel, within 1 to 4 weeks, you can still drive absolutely fresh, new, high-ticket sales quicker than any other platform. And this is organic. This is free. It only takes our time. But if we don't have any watch this next at the end of the video, people are more likely to be gone, close YouTube, or they will go to another channel, whatever recommendation on the side. And when we're doing this, we want the problem that's solved in this video. This should be kind of a natural progression of, if you want to solve this next, then go here. A natural thing. So when we're designing our content, it talks about that a lot. Then make sure that we keep in mind what the next video is going to be. He also talks about a strategy where you want to push, you want to find out through those metrics we talked about, which is your highest performing video, which for Ed was deep dive videos. And then when you make new videos, you can basically start pushing the end of those videos always to your highest performing content. And by highest performing, I mean, same as before with metrics, the most clicks on the landing page and the most sales and the most signups, not the YouTube metrics. All right, so tactical actions as a recap: design, watch this next videos in advance. And then at the end of the video, just say it. Don't have a long wrap up at the end of your video. And then you match the next logical little mini problem we talked about, or do a deep dive if they convert really well, and you point the video to that one next. Don't forget, link is in the description for the free traffic light audit. This CTA thing at the end, or this binge watching thing, is just one of the 30 things. So we got to talk about this traffic light audit and show you some more details. To solve any problem, you must see the problem. So final tactical actions for you are: submit your channel to go to the link in the description, put your channel in there, and you'll get on the wait list. And the people that are a really good fit, so I'm looking at high performance coaches and consultants, I will pick those people on the wait list first because they align to my avatar. And there's 25 spots for this month. It's human powered, it's not AI. You'll get a nice little score on your YouTube channel. And we can also do there's also a one-on-one version of this, which is premium audit, which we can actually go through one-on-one for deep dive into your whole business as well and see where you are losing leads and where you can generate more leads over the next few days. Talking of which, if you want to find out about sales psychology, there are 12 psychology sales techniques that you can use on your YouTube channel and your landing page. And go watch that video to help with your leads.